The first you
question
find it.
You question it. You question it. You can't question when you say press the button. You press the button. You got to press the button when somebody asks you to press the button. If you
I
don't
thought
press
you were
the
finally
button,
gonna give your boy a little bit of love, a little bit of credit
man.
here. You're
I was gonna give you credit until you were like push the. You can't just sit there. It's like hit the gas. Hit the gas.
That's your personality to the T. That's your personality to the T. Don't think I haven't noticed every single clip that gets put out of the show is something funny you say in the show and not something funny I say. Don't think that I noticed that you're always pushing the red button.
Joey, if I wanted to like put a clip out for you to suck your own dick, then it'd be just the entire show. Like you suck your own dick the entire show. It's a humble brag.
Everybody wants to watch that. Who doesn't want to watch that?
What are you, Marilyn Manson? You took out a fucking
why do you think he removed those ribs? And why did his celeb went way up when he sucked that dick? Good for him.
I think his celeb went up after he didn't he kill somebody?
Listen. He was in a cult that killed people. He didn't do any murdering. Relax.
Oh, he was just the face.
Also, this is your biggest problem.
Face of the franchise of a cult that killed people.
Hey, listen, we're not supporters of it. I just respect the fact that the man went.
No, I'm not supporting No. I'm not support. Here's two things I don't support. I don't support cults, and I don't support people glorifying dudes like him. I'm putting him in there with the fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. Like I don't glorify that shit.
Quick side note: you turn the TV on. What you got? Like fucking midday 1 o'clock soccer bets going? What are you doing?
How'd you know? It's Champions League, bro. It's Champions League. Brown people love soccer, and I'm brown.
I used to be the degenerate of this pairing here, buddy, and boy, howdy, have times have changed. You got fucking women's college lacrosse next. You got fucking 200 on.
I stopped gambling for such a long time because I lost all my money. Not like that. Not like oh, I'm down in the dumps. I was like, I'm not gonna
You lost the money you set aside for gambling.
Exactly. Next thing you know, I opened my Barstool account and there's fucking $200 just sitting there, and I was like, where's this from? So what I'm assuming is I don't know. What I'm assuming is it's just in there. I was just like, I think it's like a free bet. So I was like, fuck it. We're back. I won a bunch on the first week of college football. So I have money to spare. Now it's all NFL, all NBA. It's the Equinox was just amazing.
E-game sports.
Listen, if I start betting on that, then just kill me. But I have
women's lacrosse.
I've been betting on the normal sports that I know. So
I don't know if I would say you cross the line when you have midday gambling. I think unless it's college basketball, midday on a Tuesday or Wednesday we're recording this right now. There might be a problem. But let's get back to your biggest problem, then we'll start the show. Your biggest problem is this.
What is my biggest problem? What is the biggest
I know
problem?
you want to hear. Your biggest problem is this. You're not willing to suck your own dick to make it. You want to make it. You want to push the big red button. You want to put the silly ha-ha clips that kind of make you look like a decent analyst, but really not, on the Instagrams, on the Twitters, all that good stuff. But you're not willing to suck a dick to get there. Or more importantly, your own dick to get there. Remove some dick, suck a dick to make it, and that's your problem.
I will never suck my own dick, and I will not suck a dick to go where I need to be, because honestly, you do enough dick sucking for the both of us. So I'm like, all right, man. This guy's just going to town.
Hey, whatever we got to do to get our numbers in the thousands, okay? Whatever we got to do to get our numbers in the thousands, I'll do the old Silicon Valley theory.
I'm not mad at you. I'm
jerk off in 30 minutes.
You can do the jerk off motion all you want. You can do everything you need to do to get where you need to be. Personally, I think we're in what we call a Discord, and we're just out here watching you sucking your own dick, and then you're telling me that I'm putting only my funny clips when I put a lot of your clips up there.
Listen, first of all, sorry you're jealous that I have the talent to suck my own dick, that I'm willing to go there, and that you don't have the ability to do so. But let's end this on a note. Let's end this, or this will be a 3-hour show about why I suck dick and why you'll never be able to suck dick just as well as I can.
I hope this ends now.
I hate the hole I dig myself into with this bit, but let me ask you this. You run into Big Cat. Big Cat, if you don't know Big Guy and Barstool Sports, probably most of our listeners know who that is. You go ahead, you're running the Big Cat, oh, you're already pretty much like verbally sucking his dick, but he goes, zips his pants and goes, Newt, 15 seconds, lifetime contract at Barstool.
Nope.
No way. I don't believe you for a second.
You don't have to.
What if he just said kiss the tip?
No.
What if he said kiss the tip?
No.
Lifetime contract at Barstool and your own podcast.
No.
Anybody of your
Fuck choice. No. Dude, no. I am not. Listen, to each his own for whatever your sexual orientation is. Me personally, if it's not a vagina, I'm not doing it. So I'm out.
You become a billionaire to kiss his tip.
No, I'm not kissing dick.
No one will ever know.
You could build bridges all your life. You will never be known as a bridge builder. You suck one dick, you're a cocksucker for the rest of your life.
Well said. I think that will end the segment right there. Perfectly said.
I'm just saying.
Well done.
And this is Face of the Franchise. I'm your host, Michael Ferrishanuti. That is my stupid ass co-host, Joey. Little Joe Ooh. And we're going to go now to another dick sucking segment of go ahead. Whatever segment you want to start off with.
I mean, I was going to go ahead and congratulations. We are out. Your boy. Yeah, let's go ahead and suck my dick some more because your boy is an American hero. I went ahead. I went to my goddaughter's birthday. I then came home from it, got the COVID, got a little bit of stomach ulcer. It was worth it all to see that lovely girl who, by the way, way ahead, 99 percentile baby she got ready, these lineman shoulders ready to tackle the whole entire world. We should probably start her on the Commanders this weekend. We're already saying 5 words. You're not supposed to start saying more than 3 to 5 words when you're starting around 15 months. She's 12 months, already popping out those words, already getting those steps in. Shout out Ainsley. Big love to Ainsley. But he had to be a hero, had to miss 2 weeks of the show. It was coughing up blood. He was fucking going through it. He was dying. Doctors told me diet is not right. Diet is baffling of the choices that you make. Yeah, shitty. I mean, to simply put, shitty as shitty comes, shitty as shitty gets. But your boy is an American hero. He is back. He has freshly sucked his dick, rib removed, eating salads, feeling great. We are back, and I wanted to give some love to another man who is back. That is Brian Robinson. Big shout out.
We didn't have a show for a while, so we really wanted to give him some love. I mean, when you get shot twice, 3 times, you don't even know if you're going to play football. You don't even know where your life is going to be, let alone play football. He's now firmly, I would say, the starting running back for the Commanders. I think Gibson is going to be a spot back, but I think both are doing well. I like what I've seen from the young kid. He scored in that Monday night or Thursday night thriller against the Bears, and he
best game of the year. Best game of the decade.
He did his thing against
the
Packers.
Except for maybe Colts Broncos week prior.
So Colts Broncos was just, and I want those 5 hours back, 3 hours. Like if God came down, it was like, here's a time machine. Go to anywhere you want in this world to change something. I want to change me watching that fucking game. There's so many mistakes I've made in my life, so many things I would like to change, but that was the biggest mistake in my life, watching that Colts Broncos game.
That's the first thing we agree on so far this show. I mean, I want not only those 3 hours back, I would also like pretty much about 3 hours and let's say 22 minutes back in my life with that Bears Commanders game, because all I wanted to see was that Brian Robinson touchdown. Shout out to him. Like Newt said, getting the starting role, looking great, looking healthy. He got his post-game interview those 2 weeks ago. But yeah, we wanted to show him love since we were out for 2 weeks while I was off being an American hero. Also, somebody that we absolutely want to go ahead and we'd be remiss if go cut your own dick off and drown yourself in a river guy of the week. Who has consistently been it now for almost half a decade. Congratulations to Dan Snyder. We didn't touch on this. Yeah, big shout out. Way to go. Way to go. Cut your own dick off and go drown in a river somewhere guy of the week for the 116th week in a row since we started this show. I was much more passionate about this 2 weeks ago, clearly, Nude. Anyone that would listen to me, I was fucking firing and rambling. We've all heard the news. Again, it happened 2 weeks ago, so I won't deep dive too into the mafia-like tactics, the pure intimidation, the almost Hitler-style tactics that were going on. Maybe even we could say the Yeezy-style tactics that he's approaching with now is fucking disgusting. I mean, I don't even know what to make of it anymore. This is not, I said this before, this is not a team, this is not a franchise, this isn't even a business. This is now essentially the mob boss coming to your fucking local grocery store, coming to your mom and pop shop, saying I need my 20%, and you're never, ever gonna get out of that. But
yeah, I mean,
every owner hates him, everybody hates him, but they're gonna get exposed. He's got fucking weird fucking Epstein Island shit on Goodell. All the other owners dip their toes.
well, I mean, the owners have had enough. I mean, when Jim Irsay, who probably is the biggest drunk, yeah, he's just the biggest drunk. I don't know what else to say.
He is the alcoholic of the NFL. He's the alcoholic of the NFL.
He literally came out and says, "What more can you put on me?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, well, when Jim Irsay says that, when Robert Kraft and Jerry Jones are going at each other's neck, I think the owners are just done with everybody, and they're just like, they're done with Roger Goodell, they're done with Schneider, they're done with all this shit. And I think at the end of the day, I think Schneider has to sell the team because nobody, like we talked about before, they need a new stadium. No one in this fucking world wants to work for the Commanders or play for the Commanders,
right?
If they're doing the runaround again. The front office is shit in the sense of like, no, the people who are under Schneider directly just don't want to. They're tolerating him basically, and the players.
Well, once you're in the Gestapo, once you're in the mob, you can't speak up against the Gestapo. It's not exactly. Left. You're in now.
I mean, like, and credit to this team. I mean, like, if you guys win, so I saw something. If you guys win this week and Giants beat the Seahawks, you guys are the 7th seed, and right there, you're the last team in the playoff hunt.
You're somehow competitive, yeah.
So it's like, dude, you have a competitive team. You have clearly everybody wants to play with Ron Rivera. No, I know people have their pros and cons with him, but I look at him. I mean, he's Mike Tomlin light, so you have to take him as he is. So Schneider literally, in the sense of having a good product, Schneider just needs to sell it, but he won't because he's a bastard and he just will not do it until somebody kicks him out. So it's going to have to come into a situation kind of like the Panthers or the Broncos. Well, no, the Broncos was different because RIP, he died, but the Panthers, the guy was like sexually harassing everyone, and he was just like, fuck it, I'm out. So it's just like, that's what has to happen again. You have to find more dirt. You have to say, yep, and kick him out. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, right now, it just seems in terms of the update of that court case, it just seems like they're throwing Breece Hall under the bus, and Dan Snyder's lawyers are drowning him under the water to make sure he doesn't come back afloat. In terms of around the league, it's a game of chicken, dude, right? It is a game of chicken, or it's a traditional standoff, except for how chicken realistically goes. How does chicken realistically go in real life, dude? How does chicken play chicken in the past?
So chicken is basically so that you do something, whether it's like you get close to each other to the point where you kiss somebody, or you do something like chicken, like, okay, car chicken. This is a good one. Car chicken. When you're going against like a deer and you want the deer to move and you're inching closer so the deer can move. The deer won't move. So at some point somebody has to give either the car or the deer, and at some point at that point you're just like, fuck, let's just kill this deer and let's move on. Or the deer says, fuck it, I'm cool.
But when you play chicken with your buddies, when you play kiss chicken, right?
Yeah, you said it. Canceled.
And I'm canceled. When you play gay kiss chicken, when you play kiss chicken, go ahead and cancel me, put me over the ringer. When you play kiss chicken, at least with the buddies, it never actually happened, right? Both went ahead and backed up.
But no, if you're saying you're playing chicken with each other in this situation, I think it's wrong because I think the owners want to do it. The owners just want to do it, but I think
they're too scared to move because of what he may have. So my point being, no one's moving. It's a standstill, and it's not. I don't think anyone's moving your budget, and that's the most frustrating thing because.
But what does Snyder want?
Sorry,
Snyder. Okay, so in the game of chicken, you both have something on each other. I feel like Snyder is like, well, here's my chicken move. Either you guys let me keep this team, and I fuck everything up still, like always, or this all comes out. And again, Irsay said it best. He's like, do it. We all said do it. And he doesn't want to do it. So it's basically like, whatever. And they had the meeting. And nothing happened. So it's like, at the same time, like, I think in their mind, it's like, okay, if Snyder leaves, who's been the owner of the Washington whatever team, I'm not saying all the names, but they just don't want to do this whole. It's like one of those things. It's like, if I bring somebody new, will that new person be better than this guy? I mean, in our minds, yes, but in their minds, probably not. So,
for me, again, it's a standstill. You are playing a game of heterosexual, gay, pansexual chicken. Okay,
oh my gosh.
pick your sexual preference. All right, now we're open. Now we're back in the PC era. But yeah, I mean, pick your poison. Again, I don't think anyone really budges here. I think it keeps being a game of he said, she said, but no real words or no real substance is going to continue to come out of it. It's just going to keep playing these dances. I mean, it's just like politicians. If you think Trump's going to jail at this point, as much as some of us wish he will, yes, I don't even care, me included. It's just not going to happen.
You're touching shit now. You're touching shit, so I can't defend you on this point.
Listen. That's all I'm saying. He's never going to jail. Dan Snyder's probably never going to sell this team. It is a game of chicken. It is a standstill game of chicken.
That I agree with. I don't think Snyder's ever going to sell the team. I think he's going to be forcefully taken out. That's the only way this is happening. Clearly, the guy just doesn't want to take whatever bribe or not bribe, or like whatever incentive that the owners are giving him, basically saying, hey, do this, do that. And then they're just not going to do it. And he's not going to do it because he knows the value of the franchise. Plus, like I said, the franchise is doing good. I mean, you guys were in the playoffs, 2 years ago? Going back to the playoffs probably this year, have a chance. Like, what? Like, it's crazy to me. So.
I mean, this team will never be fully competent until he's out of the way. It's plain and simple.
There you go.
But if you think he's budging, if you think Trump's going to jail, if you think any of that's happening,
next subject. Gay chicken, and now this.
That is all I'll go ahead and say on the political standpoint. No opinion either way, but lean one certain way just a little bit. But moving right along, we'll go ahead and we'll get into biggest injury reports of Week 7. Breece Hall being the biggest, tore his ACL out for the year. This is huge. My fantasy season is officially done with this in the league that matters most to me. Making a huge impact, obviously, his rookie season. Looked electric every time he touched the ball. Is a big part of the reason why the Jets are where they are now. Besides my favorite Latter-day Saint, you think Jets will recover from this? You think James Robinson's going to make that impact?
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think James Robinson's going to make the same impact. I think they're going to be okay. I think Robert Saleh, being from the 49ers, where every running back gets hurt at least twice a year, he'll figure it out. Plus, don't forget, Michael Carter, when he was the starter last year, he was great. And James Robinson was great. It's just the Etienne and Breece Hall were better, and they were obviously game-changing running backs. That's why the move happened for James Robinson. And, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the Javonte Williams thing to me. Like, I really had high hopes for Breece Hall. He was showing it, and that's the game of football. Hate to say it like that, but.
Yeah, I hope he comes back stronger. He's not one of those guys that gets a consistent injury bug, like a guy who had knee surgery, who I was very high on, J.K. Dobbins, having knee surgery out for 4 to 6 weeks. I'm pretty much eating my words and my predictions every single week this season. J.K. Dobbins being one of the many. That's huge. We'll see if they have certain guys like a Gus Edwards that can step up to the plate. But definitely huge for the Ravens. Plug and play Tanny, high ankle sprain, looking doubtful. We could get my boy's first start. Could show that he's got a deeper mind than just the Liberty Flames offense there, showing that maybe
close.
It was very close. To adjust
it was very close. It was very close for your boy to come in, and I was excited. I was actually trying to see if he could do something, but it looks like Tannehill will be fine. So, but
I mean, there is it's up in the air whether plug and play Tanny is starting this week against the Texans. We're getting Malik Henry. With that being said, Chuba Hubbard, ankle, timeline unclear. Obviously, this is disastrous if you're the Panthers. I mean, you just found your franchise quarterback in P.J. Walker, so you got to feel good about that. But Chuba Hubbard is timeline unclear right now. I believe that was a high ankle sprain. I'm going to just buzz right through these. Go ahead and stop me if you got something to say, Nude. DK
Yeah.
Metcalf, tendon issue, timeline currently unclear. Mike Williams,
Not ruling him out. So I don't know what the fuck that means. I think he's going to be out. Just to let you know my prediction. Because I
DK
think
or Mike?
DK. Mike is out for 2. I think he's out for a month. I think he's not going to be there for a month.
That high ankle sprain will take you out for at least a month.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown, concussion.
He's good.
Dan Campbell disagrees.
Good. No, dude, if you saw the play, which I did, the dude didn't even get hit in the head. He got an arm wrapped around his neck, which I get. I'm not trying to. I have fantasy purposes. That's why I'm yelling. But at the same time, the dude was fine. I figured he was going to be okay. I think he obviously plays this week, so just be careful.
Yeah, Dan's going to agree every single time.
Dude, he fucking. It was literally a wrap around the neck. Like, I get you want to save these players, but like, be reasonable. Like, it wasn't a hit to the head. But listen, I don't want to.
Listen, Amon-Ra St. Brown could take a fucking sweet chin music to the fucking head without his helmet on, and Dan Campbell would still disagree that he has a concussion.
It is what it is with these concussions. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't want you to step in the territory of where I've stepped in twice this show, but I see where you're feeling, and we'll just simply say we both agree and move on.
I want the players to be safe, but be fucking reasonable. Anyways, get to me.
I think we're still working on finding a reasonable guide to properly let us know how to proceed on concussion protocol.
A guy almost dies, and we have to anything near the head. We have to say, oh, whatever. Next,
I mean, you saw Tua. Next.
No. I mean, it's reasonable, but next. It's just
taking lives off guys or years off guys' lives. All right, Alan Lazard next up. Shoulder timeline unclear. I think he'll likely play, but we'll see.
I'm saying no.
You're saying
I think they're bye week. I think they're bye week soon, so I think they're gonna let him sit out. Plus, they're playing the Bills. I don't think they're not gonna win anyway. So just let the man rest.
Tank for a new QB, if you ask me. Next up, David Njoku.
Out for a week. He might be less than Mike Williams, but he's out for at least 2 to 3 weeks.
And with the max being 5 weeks, they're saying J.C. Jackson. This one, again, we're a huge defensive podcast. Defensive tough love. Out for the season. That's tough. I'm a big J.C. Jackson guy.
Big guy. I mean, he's had his problems this year, but yeah, I'm a big fan of his too. We'll see what happens.
Evan Neal. A lot of people may not know who this guy is. A great lineman for the Giants. Huge pickup last year. Last year, or the year before, dude?
No, it was this year. It's the guy whose photo went viral because he was like, I think he's like 325, but he is like, it's a 325 that is not fat. Like, he's fucking huge. Like, he's good.
That's pure farm strength.
Pure strength, yeah.
No, pure farm strength.
Yeehaw.
Next up, moving on from injuries, we have CMC's 49ers debut. Yeah. I'm fucking excited here, man. This is huge news. Obviously, talked a lot this week, but in that Shanahan package, man, is pretty fucking exciting.
So when I read into, just to give everybody some background, CMC was on the trade block. 4 teams went after him. Apparently, the Bills and the Packers, or not the Packers, Bills and somebody else.
No, not those teams I just mentioned, actually. Both are wrong.
What? No. Bills, yes.
Okay.
Rams, yes. And there was another team.
Come on, you're the inside guy on the show now.
Broncos.
I'm the dumb bitch and shits. You're the inside guy. Come on.
So after the Javonte Williams injury, they went after him. So the Broncos and the Bills went after him. Only offered a 2nd round pick. They weren't going to take that, so it was up to the Rams and the 49ers. So what sweetened the deal for the 49ers was a 4th round pick, which the Rams didn't want to give up, which is surprising. So CMC is now in one of the better run packages in the NFL with a team that now might have lost Deebo Samuels for a little bit because he has a ankle sprain. So you're thinking about him and George Kittle and Ayuk and I think the 49ers really believe they have a chance to win the Super Bowl, which is quite honestly outside of the Eagles. Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Commanders. Those 3 looking really good, and then the rest of the NFC looking pretty like up for grabs. I mean,
wait, say all 3 of those teams again. Go ahead, brother.
Eagles, Cowboys, Giants.
No, I heard another team.
And the Commanders.
Fuck yeah, brother.
But at this current moment, their division leader is the Seahawks, which is only one game ahead of them. The Rams look like they have a Super Bowl hangover, so they can win that division pretty easily. And if CMC gives you that dynamic thing that you've been missing since, oh man, I don't know, Raheem Mostert when he was really healthy, then I think that's what you have to do. And I am very excited to see what CMC does because we thought he was dead in the water. So.
I mean, talk about a perfect fit for him. I think if you have him go to any coach in the whole entire league, it is Kyle and what he does with running backs.
Him or Sean McVay. It was him or Sean McVay, and I think those situations would have been excellent, very awesome. But at the same time, it's just like, man, I mean, even watching this past game, like I know they played the 49ers. They played the Chiefs, so obviously they weren't gonna beat Patrick Mahomes at his own game. But if CMC
they definitely took advantage of a shitty rushing defense.
They did, and I mean, credit to them. They still used all their different running backs, and they got Kittle a touchdown. So we'll see what happens. So
two last quick questions, quick hits for you on this one. Number one, I mean, it's got to be stated, and I know it's been probably overstated at this point, but I don't fucking care. This is our show, and we're gonna say it too because it's just so fucking impressive. The fact that he was involved as he was in 48 hours should show just how dangerous he's going to be,
and how smart he is
in the Shanahan offense.
Look, I mean, if you give me something to do for work to get completed in 3 days, I'd probably tell you that's not gonna happen. You gave this guy 3 days to read an entire intuitive playbook, and he kind of picked it up already. So imagine what a week of practice is going to be. He's going against the Rams, who he torched, by the way, before he got traded.
Yep.
So that's where it is. And then their schedule, I think, is pretty light after that. So ride CMC until the wheels fall off. So I'm with that.
And then last thing is, I'm hearing a lot of stuff that people feel that the Panthers actually won this trade. The 49ers made a bad move. I mean, to me, it was just hot steaming pile of takes, being jealous that they don't have CMC on their team. I think this was a brilliant move and a win-win for both sides.
That's what I say. I said you got the picks that you needed to rebuild a team, which they have. They got rid of a guy that they, in my opinion, is not going to be part of a rebuild and wanted kind of out. So you have that. And the 49ers, like I said, they believe they can win a Super Bowl either this year or next year. So might as well go all in and see what happens. Because you see what the Rams are doing. The Rams are stuck with what they have. Seahawks are on this miracle run, which I don't think is going to last long. And then the Cardinals.
Chill. There's a reason Gino didn't write you back, brother. Come on.
No,
now.
I mean, listen, they're on a magical run. You can't deny it. I mean, Case Keenum was on the same shit with the Vikings, and they went all the way to the NFC Championship game. And the next thing you know, he got shipped out. So.
Can we say, by the way, that's why we love the NFL. Things like this week 7 to me, as confusing as it was for many, is exactly why we are as addicted as we are to the NFL. There is nothing better. And Shyamalan couldn't write all the twists and turns in the NFL. It's just fucking beautiful, confusing. It will drive you absolutely bonkers, and you come back every week.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. You look at the Commanders. I mean, you could say how bad they suck or all of this. They're about to be in the 7th spot. I mean, come on, shit like that. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
What?
Their Bears could win their division after winning against the Pats. That's where we're at.
What?
That's where we're at. That's where we're at.
We're going to get to all of week 7 like we just mentioned, but let's get a couple other quick headlines out of the way fast here. James Robinson to the Jets. Great. I hope my boy gets a resurgence. Do you care?
Yeah, I do. I like James Robinson. Big James Robinson guy. Resurgence, better opportunity to be better than what he was down this stretch that he had. Yes. I think him and Michael Carter are going to be fine.
Todd Gurley officially retiring.
One of the greatest fantasy running backs this world has ever seen. So that's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, the one stat I found interesting is he still leads the league in most scrimmage yards of running backs that have been playing from 2015 till now. So I found that pretty fucking interesting. Something's way more interesting, in my opinion, though, is the story of Rashid Shaheed. I mean, incredible fucking story. Unfortunately, the Saints didn't win the game, but I mean, talk about you ever feeling down, you ever feeling bad about yourself, that you ever want to give up, listen to this man's story and it will change your life. Nude, I'm gonna let you take over on this one.
No, I mean, it's one of those stories that brings a tear to your eyes. I mean, if you have a dream, if you have something you believe that you're good at, if you believe that your dream isn't dead just because some naysayers or some way, basically what I'm trying to say is everybody's path to where they want to be is different. And we all talk about Kurt Warner and that whole deal. Same with these players. Some of these players, they were working at fucking your local grocery store and just was trying to make it. And this is where it's at. So,
yeah, it's huge coming from Weber State. A shit ton of injuries, and then his first two touches, I believe it was a 37-yard touchdown and a 44-yard touchdown. It's just incredible. You got to give love to somebody that just never gives up, continues to fight. I mean, it's really one in a billion these days of when you have work ethic like that. So truly hat off if you are a listener. I'm taking my hat off of the podcast, and that's just an incredible story. We had to mention him. Sam Ehlinger, another story of fighting and getting through the grind. Sam Ehlinger going to go ahead and be the Colts starting quarterback. Boy out of Texas. Woo-woo! Nude getting replaced. I accidentally had a typo here for getting benched. Marty Ice, a.k.a. Matty Ice. That was what I had on the outline, Marty. Matty Ice getting benched. Nude, you look like you got a couple words here, brother.
Andrew Luck retires. This team doesn't know how to do fucking shit after that. You go from Andrew Luck and Peyton Manning to Phillip fucking Rivers, and you make one playoff game, and you think you're Jesus Christ. Then you go to Carson Wentz. All right, whatever. You believe that the guy messed up one time. No, that's not it. Let's go to Matthew Ice, who is also the same as Wentz, and you think everything's fixed. I just feel bad for two players. I feel bad for Jonathan Taylor, and I feel bad for Michael Pittman. Two great talents that are now just being wasted away, and I don't know. The Colts are dumb as shit. At this point, get a quarterback that actually is a quarterback, or do the rookie limbo that everybody else does because they lost their quarterback. Don't do this bullshit where you're signing or trading for dumbass quarterbacks that you think is going to have a resurgence when they're just not. So, I don't know.
Well, at least that owner's a little bit more competent than some that we've already mentioned in this show. But yeah, he probably just keeps going ahead, down in those whiskey sours, Nude, and then just praying, throwing a dart at the board and praying that quarterback that the dart landed on works. I mean, that's really what it seems like at this point. Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, you'd be remiss if you didn't mention players like Darius Leonard, who also aren't getting their full shine, that work their ass off week in and week out. There is a lot of grinders on that team that just has to continue to suffer.
No, okay, let me restate what I said. Offensive players. Defensive players, they're still good. Like him, DeForest Buckner, Kenny Moore, all those guys deserve to win too. But I'm just saying more offensively.
All right, just wanted to make sure you didn't. Some of my favorite defensive players out there on the win. DeForest as well. Yeah, just it's a rough ride. At least they're not the Commanders. At least they're not the Bears. At least they're not the Steelers. Although they're kind of in the same boat. But let's get to our surprise disappointments and games of the week, Noon. I'll go ahead and get us rocking with my surprise. It is Bears versus Pats. I would have chosen a different team, but again, I wanted to show you some love. Listen. Justin Fields had a good game. He had a good game. He looked fucking incredible. He looked like what every Bears wet dream is and has been for the last 3 years. Came to completion. Every Bears fan got a nut last night. Monday night. Congratulations. Feel fantastic. Feel superb. Your defense looked fucking incredible. Roquan Smith said you could hear a fucking rat piss when they took the life out of the Pats. Took the life out of my wallet as well. Shout out to the Bears. It was an incredible game, dude. Mac Jones came in a little cold, not really getting a chance to warm back up. He kind of just got thrown in the wolves and got eaten up pretty quickly. Bailey Zappi looking like the man we all thought he was for the first half. 2 quick touchdowns in 2 minutes, then boom, completely imploded. I don't know who the guy is there, but I think the guy finally might be Justin Fields for the Bears.
So, 2 things. Yes, We need to give Justin Fields an apology. Dude is going to be good. When they actually want to fucking give him weapons, they'll be good. Second, we got to stop with this Bailey Zappi shit.
Why are you hating on the Zap?
The two plays that stuck into my mind were two defensive boneheaded things. One that passed to Ramondre Stevenson, which went for like 40 yards. Nobody was around him. And then he almost missed Jacoby Myers for a touchdown. Jacoby Myers had to lay out and get up and score for Zappi to look good. Now, Mac Jones is the guy, and I will always say Mac Jones is the guy. I'm sorry, Zappi. I wanted to ride with you. But after what I saw when the defense finally adjusted, yeah, you're not the guy. I'm sorry. You're not the guy, pal. I didn't even. Is he gone? Oh, he went to the bathroom. Also, you got to unblur your screen.
I gave you a sign. I gave you the go and pee, keep rocking.
No, unblur your screen, dude.
It's blurred now?
Yeah. Just go click the three buttons. The three little buttons.
What do you mean blurred?
Blur back.
Oh, it is on. Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
Better?
Yeah, better. Go ahead. Zappy's not the guy. That's the last thing I said.
I mean, yeah, I don't think he is either. I think the Patriots are currently without a guy, not to overuse that word from another podcast too much, but I just don't think they really have someone they can trust and feel good about week in, week out currently. Every team's going to have an off week. I think this was certainly, you could also argue, an off week for the Pats. I still think they're going to be a team that's going to be at least scrappy and tough to contend with, but Bears shocked me this week. But moving right along. My disappointment of the week is actually that 49ers team we were talking about. Listen, they should have went ahead and had way more competitive in this game. It was pretty much Chiefs from the jump in that second half. The first half, a little bit competitive. It looked like they were threatened there, and they just ran away. On National Tight Ends Day to George Kittle. That was tough. I'm glad he got his tug, but it was just a team that seemed to lose confidence and lose that spark they had that first half, Newt. And Patty, obviously being Patty, doing what he does. Unfortunately, Juju Smith-Schuster seems to be getting more and more involved. If I hear one more fucking post-game conference about how they played the Warzone together, he just seems like he belongs on a children's program constantly that you put on for your kid. You zone out, you get some chores done, but you hear him slowly creep in the background, and part of you, because hearing his voice, considers blowing your brains out and ending your life as a father.
Welcome to the life I lived when he was on the Steelers. The guy is always doing that, but you know what? Credit to where credit's due. If that's what they got for chemistry and that's what they're doing, fine, whatever. Chiefs are rolling, he's rolling. Fuck it. They're rolling. Them and the Bills look like in a crash course for the AFC.
Yeah, it's again, I don't think it's anything new with the Chiefs here. I just expected the 49ers to be a little bit more competitive.
There you go.
But next up, again, this game wasn't as particularly close as it may seem as the final score, but I just found it purely entertaining as hell. Obviously, we had the Rashid story that we told you earlier, but Newt, also, I just found, the huge impact moment of the two pick sixes in 2 minutes, essentially, which just showed, Andy Dalton as Kirk Cousins as Kirk Cousins gets in prime time. He is my start of the week in fan and waiver wire pickups because this guy is 1 o'clock and playing the worst secondary in the league. But back to this game, it was just purely entertaining. It was good. D-Hop was back. D-Hop was doing his thing. We got the energy spark back from that. Kyler finally had a smile on his face. There was a quick tiff in the marriage, and then boom, I believe that's when they went ahead and scored 25 unanswered points. Fucking beautiful. Nude, were you able to stay up past your bedtime and watch this game?
What the fuck? You act like it was you act like it was so late.
Hey man, it was pretty. These games 11:30, 12 at our old age. It's getting pretty late. It's hard for Papa Joe to stay up.
Nah, it was like you said. There's a tiff and everything between Kyler and Cliff, but this also is another reason why D-Hop's the leader. D-Hop was in his ear, calming him down.
Yep.
And you can't. When people are like, D-Hop comes back, is his offense fixed? Maybe, but really, what they're missing is a leader, and that's what they got with D-Hop, and that's what made it better for them. So.
Yeah, but Nude, hit me with what you got this week, and then we'll break down our games, and then we'll get into some serious business and waiver wire pickups in the gambling corner.
So my game of the week is going to be that Seattle Chargers.
Give me surprise. We haven't heard your surprise, your disappointment, or your game of the week. So why don't you start in order for this OCD boy?
You sound very OCD today. You sound very OCD.
Did you hear me? I had to go close. I had to close. I noticed both doors were open, and every show recording, I have to have them closed. And my anxiety was going through the fucking roof. I closed them both.
All right, fine. The surprise of the week is going to surprise you, but I think it's the Ravens-Browns, and it's not for what you think it is. I think the Ravens...
that almost was my surprise of the week as well.
So, the Ravens won the game, but how they won the game was kind of weird.
Wait, so you're not going to do the... What the fuck? I gave you PJ. I'll wait for your game of the week. I'll wait for your game.
Oh, no. PJ's in the disappointment, but because of the other team.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right.
Taking the angle I wanted you to take.
Yeah, you wanted me to make it the surprise of the game, but no,
I wanted you to fucking hate the fuck out of.
We got to talk about We got to talk about Tom Boo Boo or whatever booty that AB wrote. But
booty.
So Browns Ravens. So this game was really weird because you think the Ravens would blow out the Browns, how the Browns have been. But the Browns really stuck into this game. They were going after that secondary. Amari Cooper, Peoples-Jones were going. Kareem Hunt got a touchdown. Then it came to a field goal to tie the game. Now, the refs, I don't know what happened, but if you saw the game, but the Ravens player pushed the Browns player, and they called it a false start on the Browns player. And I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. So a 57-yard field goal turns into a 61, 62-yard field goal, hits the guy in the helmet, and it doesn't go in. So that's one. Two, there was an obvious pass interference on Peoples-Jones, didn't get called. So I'm not here blaming the refs because I don't like doing that. But when it came to at least that false start, it seemed pretty weird. And it was just like, obviously I didn't care who. Yeah, obviously I hate the Ravens more than Browns, so I wanted the Ravens to lose. But at the same time, Browns losing helps us too, I guess. But Lamar doesn't look great. That offense looks it's in shambles. Gus Edwards got those two touchdowns, but the running game really wasn't elite like it usually is. So right now,
not with JK,
in my opinion, right now, I think we're looking at the Cincinnati Bengals winning that division. So that's what I got from this game, and I think Mark Andrews is not going to play this tomorrow, or today when this podcast comes out, and he's not going to play in that game against the Bucs. And if they lose that game, they play the Bengals again. Bengals beat them. We're looking at the Ravens, Browns, and the Steelers not making the playoffs. So that's where we are.
It's funny. I mean, we didn't predict that in the season, but it's looking like you guys may be the AFC North, may be the classic AFC East. I mean, that's the way it's looking right now.
So it's funny you say that, but there's two
doing the exact opposite.
There's two divisions. We're not the best. I thought we were going to be one of the best.
I know,
but because the AFC South, holy fuck, is way worse. And then the NFC West, which I thought was going to be right next.
Which we both thought. We said the toughest division.
Oh
There's going to be 3 teams from that. We both said that. Again, we are putting our foot in our mouth, sucking our dick from the back. Two divisions. You didn't think you'd suck your own dick, but you are sucking your own dick from the back with our takes.
NFC East, we deserve. I apologize. Both of you are better than us. So. There's that.
Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead real quick, Nude. Say it with me. Repeat after me. We formally apologize.
I'm not apologizing for shit.
Since I am a man, since I am a upstanding man, a man of honor, a man of integrity, and a man of sacredity, I will go ahead and say I apologize to the face of the franchise listeners. I humbly and deeply apologize for my horrific takes, for my hot steaming pile of shit that I brought to you. I was wrong. I am big enough man to admit I was wrong. Some hosts, not so much, probably a little cock, some would refer to as a baby dick, shout out Always Sunny, that just, can't admit when they're wrong. And that's okay. We're working on it. We're going through therapy. We're working on how you can be a better father, a better dog father. I'm not naming anyone specific, Nude, by the way. No one specific by any means. It's saying generally some people just don't know when to admit they're wrong. And that's fine. we're going to get better at it, and we're going to be together next week, and we're going to get that ball across. And again, no one's specific, but I think everybody's going to be in that mood to apologize next week. What do you think, Newt?
So these are the bits that you want me to put on Instagram, and I'm just never going to do it. So
no, this is not the bit. No. This is more deep. No.
Oh, we're going to talk about takes. This guy says Lamar Jackson.
It really hit home with you when I did that shot.
And this is ridiculous.
He got so triggered.
The Commanders are going to be bad. When Michael said they're going to be good, and he's like, oh, no, they're not going to be good.
This exchange is what I want on Instagram. This right
now. So, my disappointment of the week.
I do these dumb bits to get that out, and then that's what I want on Instagram. Triggered Michael.
Can I do the disappointment? God damn it. Disappointment of my week.
Get through it, buddy. You can do it. We'll do it together.
Tampa Bay against the Carolina Panthers. Tampa Bay had a horrific loss to a bottom 5 team in Pittsburgh, which they should have taken it and beat a team that just traded away their best player on offense. But they didn't. They got their dicks kicked in by Deontay Foreman, PJ Walker, Chuba Hubbard, and fucking DJ Moore scored a touchdown. Credit to the Carolina Panthers. They proved everybody right. CMC was holding them back. That was the problem. CMC was holding them the fuck back. But really,
he was. He was a fucking huge weight.
The real fucked up part about this whole thing is Mike Evans dropped a 75-yard bomb. I've never seen Mike Evans drop in my entire life. After that, it just looks like the offense was reeling.
Yeah,
it looks like they were in quicksand. It was crazy. I didn't. That was. I still won our matchup, so thank God that had.
I'm trash in that league. I'm fucking garbage than trash. I mean, you are too. Let's be honest. You beat me, and you're the worst team in the league. You're 2-5 now. Congratulations. We're both
at this point in time in a lot of my leagues. It's just not getting last. That's how bad this season has been. Just Steelers and fantasy wise, it is just not getting last. There are some teams that have a chance to win it all. But head is few far in between. That is just
maybe like 1 or 2 out of 18.
I would say making the playoffs, we have like maybe 9 teams. 3 teams probably have a chance to win it all, which is the worst I've ever had.
You have more than 9 teams.
Bad, Joey. It's been bad. It's been Javonte Williams killed me. Michael Pittman, fuck you, and the cream of the crop, Kyle Pitts. You could suck my brown dick. You could. Okay. Let's not get mad. We're not going to say things.
We're trying to make it an hour show only. We'll reel it in. We'll get it back.
We'll talk about Kyle Pitts another time.
We'll simply Tom Brady. Us playing each other this week in fantasy. We are both the dumpster. We were the dumpster fire game of the week. Both our fantasy teams all around. You're 27. My 6 are dumpster fires. I maybe have 1 as well that can make the playoffs. But still listen to us, still pay off your mortgage with us, still listen to our waiver wire pickups. We are making sure you are good, and then we're just not listening to ourselves, and we're destroying ourselves. That's all it is.
So, anyways, the Bucks
move along. Disappointment.
The Bucks are 3-4. The Panthers are actually a game out from being in first place. The Falcons are a half game back, and the fucking Saints are in the same position. That whole division is shit. Tom Brady looks like he's washed. And none other than AB took to Twitter and said, Tampon Bay, Tom Booty. Yeah, that's all he had to say.
How I missed that?
The kid has playground barbs for days. He has playground barbs for days. That is, and he's putting things about Giselle, making merch out of it. It's crazy. So
he really does got playground barbs for days. And this is again another example of why the league puts you in a pretzel. I mean, it's again, like I mentioned, it's beautiful. I will always put mustard on that pretzel, and I'll eat it every single Sunday. But boy, howdy, sometimes the pretzel comes out hard, crackling. There's like some bugs that crawl out of it maybe. You see a guy, instead of using mustard, he uses ketchup to dip his pretzel. I'm back every week, but I am fucking confused. What's your game of the week?
What?
What's your game of the week?
The game of the week, before you cut me off the one time, is Seattle against the San Diego Chargers. I am not
that one time. I only cut you off that one time.
I am not calling them LA Chargers because they are the San Diego Chargers until need be, until Justin Herbert proves he is not the most overrated quarterback I've ever seen. The guy is some shit. The guy might be the most overpraised quarterback of all time. And this is not a bit. This is now my lifelong take because now me and Dom and Jeff are here too. And we all said the same thing. It's like, there is not a guy who's done nothing been praised more than Justin Herbert. Credit to them. They have no weapons. He has done enough, I guess, whatever. But I just don't know. And then Seattle's on this mythical run. They probably have the best rookie running back outside. Like, I think Kenneth Walker might be better than Breece Hall next year. The guy is killing everyone in sight. Geno Smith is proving Russell Wilson was the reason why they were getting held back. And DK Metcalf, if he comes back, is gonna do wonders. So all this, and now I thought it was going to be a high-scoring game. I thought both teams were just going to go back and forth. It was kind of high-scoring at the end, but from the get-go, Seattle had that game locked. And it was kind of crazy because I thought Justin Herbert would torch that defense no matter who he had.
Yeah.
But holy fuck. He needs Keenan Allen back. He needs Gerald Everett to be healthy. He needs Mike Williams to do whatever the fuck Mike Williams does. It's just crazy. So
and Eckler's only really shown. I mean, yes, he's had a couple good weeks, but he's really only shown flashes of Eckler. He hasn't shown the full Eckler that I know he's capable of.
Eckler is going to be the number one running back in fantasy by the end of the year, and he is going to be drafted. Him and Barkley are going to be 1 and 2 next year because Eckler does one thing good, and this is what I think Herbert's now realizing. Herbert's just going to check it down on him. And he's going to be that little mighty mouse.
That's all he needs to do. That's all he needs to do.
That's it.
I couldn't agree more. I think, again, they like you said earlier, Seahawks definitely caught a little magic in the bottle. Definitely Russell was holding Geno back to be and DK back to be their full true selves. A lot of holdbacks this year, as you mentioned, PJ Walker and Chuba getting hold back from being their best selves for the CMC. But yeah, again, I think he needs his weapons back. Herbert does. He needs that support back. I mean, let's give credit where credit's due as well. If Aaron had those weapons still, if he had at least a Hunte still and a healthy Lazard, he would still be right in that conversation again for being competitive or a Super Bowl contender. And it just doesn't seem like any of these teams are getting the support they need where they need it the most, and we're seeing it suffer because of that. But we don't want you to suffer, Nude, because we got some waiver wire pickups. I'm going to let you go first, my friend. I always go first on this one. Give us what you got, Nude.
All right, so for my quarterback pickup, I can't believe I'm going to say his name, but I'm going to fucking say his name.
Say it. Say it.
His name is Marcus Mariota. Listen. You're going to like I said, might have the most overrated quarterback at your position. He is on bye. Justin Herbert. Patrick Mahomes is on bye. So Daniel Jones obviously would be my first guy, but this guy would be my second. So Marcus Mariota has been rushing well, has been trying to get the ball into the end zone to my chagrin to Kyle Pitts. Even though Kyle Pitts might be the softest person I've ever fucking met. Fuck you, Kyle Pitts. So they do play Carolina Panthers, so it is worst against worst. PJ Walker against fucking Marcus Mariota.
Dumpster fire, baby. Dumpster fire.
So that's my pickup at quarterback. My running back pickup is going to be none other than, drum roll please, Tyler Algier.
Hey, obvious pickup of the week.
It is an obvious pickup of the week, but obviously I'm not going to say go get Deontay Foreman. Don't get, James Robinson. They're all probably already picked up. So you just do Tyler Algier for one more week. And then CPAT is back. So 2 Falcons. There you go. Enjoy yourself. That's the week we're about to have.
Wide receiver. Wait for a fucking drum roll, Nude.
Wide receiver is actually going to shock a lot of people. In the same game, but not a Falcon, Terrence Marshall Jr. It looked like PJ Walker was looking for him a lot last week.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep going against an awful Falcons that let Tyler Boyd look like Jerry fucking Rice, by the way, go for it. Get Terrence Marshall Jr. Play him for a week. Sub him in for Juju Smith-Schuster. There it is. Tight end.
Gotta love playing. When it's a dumpster fire game of the week, you gotta love starting those kind of fringe guys that have been a little bit hot. That's usually where they'll shine the most in those dumpster fire games.
Of course. Tight end, we're going to go with Juwan Johnson. Juwan Johnson has been doing a lot of different things lately, And one thing he's been doing has been Andy Dalton's safety valve. So if Andy Dalton's playing or Jameis Winston, I honestly would play him because Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry, I'm just going to make a prediction right now.
Or Taysom Hill. You know who I'm starting? Taysom Hill.
Or Taysom Hill. But if you want to start an actual tight end, you could start him. So, and then for my defense, I'm actually going to go with the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos going to London against the Jacksonville Jaguars. You might think, oh, Jacksonville has firepower. But honestly, outside of the offense, the Broncos have been elite. The Broncos defense has been. Patrick Surtain might be arising as the best corner in football, and that defense is going in. Also, something to note: if they do lose, Bradley Chubb will get traded. So Bradley Chubb might be going for 4 sacks just to get his trade value up. There you go.
Oh, we got an inside nude bomb? Okay.
Nude bomb. There you go.
Big nude bomb, baby. Let's go.
Nude bomb.
And when I said starting Taysom, you said, I don't know who's going to start a quarterback, whether it's going to be Jameis, whether it's going to be Andy. I'm saying Taysom. That's who I would start if I was head coach of the New Orleans Saints. However, let's go ahead and pick up Andy Dalton this week, who is going to be your fringe starter. Owned in 2.2% of leagues. I think he will get to start 1 o'clock. Andy is dangerous as it gets against a Raiders team that is by far the worst secondary in the league. Go get him while you can. I think it's perfect if you're kind of desperate in that 14-16 team sort of league. And all my picks are like that this week. Newt, as you know, I try to avoid obvious kind of people, unlike some other people that also host the show. DeAndre Carter, 1.8% of leagues. Yes, there's the Marquise Goodwins. Yes, there's the Paris Campbells of the league, which, by the way, I would have given you Paris Campbell last week if I wasn't busy being an American hero. I had him, started him in one league in flex last week. Was a huge godsend. Still lost that game, but regardless, gave you 28 points. But DeAndre Carter is a good, desperate move here. Again, the Chargers are no Keenan Allen, no Mike Williams, still not a healthy Everett. There's not a lot of options over there for old Justin, like we talked about. DJ Dallas. DJ Dallas is a guy, yes, I understand that you still have Kenneth Williams running 22 miles per hour like a fucking cheetah out there. I get it. But DJ is a guy that Pete Carroll loves to use in the red zone, nude. We've seen it from him the last 2-3 years, especially when they start to get down on running backs. That is a guy who is going to be utilized in that red zone. 8 carries, 53 yards last week, but I still think, again, especially if you're desperate, it is the guy that can get you that touchdown. Or Ty Montgomery. Yes, I realize he's on IR. There's a lot of rumors, though, that he is going to get removed from IR and be that third down back, which in the Patriots offense is very, very valuable guy. If he does play, we'll see some touches. If not, it's just a good stash backup to have. Logan Thomas is, and if you ask me, is returning this week. It hasn't been officially reported in the media quite yet, but it does look like he will likely play, in my opinion. Remember, I told you Brian Robinson was starting. You told you he wasn't. Brian Robinson got a touchdown in that Bears game. So I think, again, 10.3% owned in leagues. It's a guy that, at the very least, you'll want on your team, especially as thin as it is over that tight end position. Finally, Newt. Don't ever say I don't give love to my own team. I'm saying let's go ahead and let's get the Commanders going this week against a first starter rookie in Sam Ehlinger, and the Colts offense that we've already discussed looks abysmal.
There you go. Well, that's all the pickups of the week. Now let's hit it.
Let's go to my favorite segment of the week. That is, of course, the Gambling Corner. We will be at the Gambling Corner starting tonight. And of course, this is recorded on Wednesday, but starting tonight when this comes out will be the Baltimore Ravens versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers are dogs at home, +1 because they are a terrible fucking football team. Dude, over-under is 45.5. Again, Bucs are +1. Who you like, who you love here, buddy?
You know I ain't going to pick on the Ravens, so I'm going to go Buccaneers, and I'm going to go actually over in this game.
I actually like that as well. I think that now it's like the most popular chalk pick in the world right now. Let me get the under in prime time. I agree with you, Newt. I think this game's going to be a little bit more scoring. I think Tom Brady, at some point he will awaken and he will do what Tom Brady does. At some point they will, I believe at least, this Buccaneers offense will get it together somewhat. I think it's going to be a competitive battle, as bad as this Ravens defense is. I like the over, but I'm going to go Ravens -1. This is not the week where they get completely together, but they get competitive. Next up, Broncos versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. And you know what? In one of two, I believe, dumpster fire games of the week, we are going to go ahead and say Jags are favorite here at -2.5. Over under is 40.5. Nude, who you like, who you love?
Definitely going to like the Jacksonville Jaguars to cover, and the Lunder is going to be in play, so I'm going to take the under.
I'm going to go ahead and let's say Nude and Joe on this first Nude and Joe on the same page of the week. Next up, Chicago Bears versus Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are -9.5. Over under is 42.5. Nude, before I ask who you like, who you love, I'm going to take the helm here. And this is going to be +9.5 for the Bears. I think quite obvious. I don't care. And I'm going to actually go over in this game, Nude. Over 42.5.
Look, I know you hate picking them, but I am picking the Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys have looked great. We'll see what Dak does.
The best quarterback in the league. Hello? Are you still doing the show with me? Or have you officially left the show now? Because you're intimidated by Justin Fields being the best quarterback in the league. You're taking the Cowboys and what? Oh, shit. Hello? So did all your technology break down? Did all your technology break down when I said Justin Fields was the best quarterback in the league?
Yeah, that's how you know that take was bad. When not even technology wants to fucking do it.
What are you talking about? Best QB in the league, right after PJ Walker, of course.
Next.
Wait, we didn't get your over under on this one.
I said under.
Okay, I think that's when we lost you. Under 42.5. Next up, Panthers versus the Atlanta Falcons, and the second dumpster fire game of the week. The Falcons are favored here, first time of the year, at -4.5. The over-under is 41.5. Dude, who you like, who you love?
Give me the Panthers to cover and give me the over, actually. I'm going to go over because both defenses are that bad.
I think last week was P.J. Walker's Super Bowl of his career. Falcons are finally going to not only blow this team out, they're going to get a dub, not just cover like they've been doing the majority of the year. I'm going to go ahead and go Falcons -4.5, and I'm going to go over. Dude, next game, Pittsburgh Steelers.
No.
Versus the Philadelphia Eagles -10.5. The Philadelphia Eagles are over-under is 43.5. Dude, who you like, who you love?
The over, and it's going to be all Philly getting the over by itself. So, yeah.
Dude, sticking with tradition, I'm going to go ahead and go Steelers. +10.5. And I'm going to take the over as well. That's right, Nude. Steelers +10.5.
You know what?
You're welcome.
This would be the spot for the Steelers to actually cover and not win anything, and everybody sucking their dick and saying, "Oh, they're turning a corner. They're turning a corner." That's all they're going to say.
That's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to have optimism for about at least another 7 days.
And guess what we have?
And
then it's going to be a bye week, and then somehow the Ravens, the Bengals, and the Browns all lose. And then they're going to be like, the Steelers have a chance. And then I'm going to be fucking back in this bullshit again.
And you're going to get your hope up. You're going to get your heart.
No, never. I never, ever will get my hopes up, ever.
You're too sharp for that. We know this. You're just going to eventually get sick of it, pull out your heart, and stomp on it.
I'm a curmudgeon. That's what it is.
Well, yeah. I was going to say, and then you're going to rip your heart out, stomp on it, and become a soulless man. But I think we both know that that's been the case for quite some time now.
Fuck you.
Miami Dolphins versus the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions are dogs here, +3.5 at home. Over-under is 51.5. No. Who you like, who you love?
Miami and the over. Those defenses are shit, too.
Miami and the over. You know what? I think the Lions are going to go ahead and do what they've been doing the majority of the season. I'm going to go Lions. I think they're going to get together. Hopefully DeAndre Swift comes back. Everybody who has him in fantasy needs it. Let's go ahead. I'm saying Lions +3.5, and I will go over in this game as well. I think Lions keep it closer in one of those weird, how do the Lions keeping up games, and the Dolphins barely edge it out. Next up, we're going to have the Arizona Cardinals versus the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are at home at -3.5. Over under is 48.5. Nude, who you like, who you love?
I'm actually going to go under in this game, and I'm going to go the Vikings.
Go under in Vikings. Go under in Vikings. We have had a lot of overs. I think here this is unfortunately another case of the overs. I think that London game and the 1 o'clocks are going to be a whole lot of points. I'm going over here, and I'm going Cardinals staying hot plus 3.5.
Jesus, man.
Woo! Next, those Red Bulls will get to you. Next up, the New England Patriots versus the New York Jets, and what is one of the best rivalries going? Plus 1.5 for the New York Jets. Over under is 40.5. Nude, who you like, who you love?
Oh man. Under, and I guess we're gonna ride with the motherfucker.
The Latter-day Saint motherfucker. Get it right.
Go.
Hey, since he's come back, they have not lost. Zach Wilson, obviously my dog of the week. Going ahead. I'm riding with Nude here. And what you say, over or under?
I said under.
Let's go. Second Nude and Joe on the same page. Jets and under. Love it. Need it. Want all of it. Next up, Raiders versus the Giants. Or, Jesus Christ, take two. Las Vegas Raiders versus the New Orleans Saints. Saints are plus 1.5 at home. Over under is 49.5. Nude, who you like, who you love?
This is based on Jameis playing. So I want this to be very clear. I will take the Saints and the over if Jameis is playing. If Jameis is not playing, I completely reverse both of them. It's going to be an under, and the Raiders win by a lot.
What about if Taysom starts?
Again, if Jameis is not playing, I completely reverse.
I think the Saints at this point, as much as I want to say, run that Wildcat with AK or get it going with Taysom, and I got all that love for Jameis too. And I also said Andy Dalton is my QB starter of the week. Despite all of that, the Raiders in a very high-scoring game. Raiders over. Is that our third Dude and Joe on the same page there? That's our third Dude and Joe on the same page. Next game up, we're going to the 4 o'clocks now. Dude, I got to pee really bad, but I'm going to stride right through this. I'm going to grind. Even if I get a bladder problem, I'm going to finish the show without peeing. Here we go. Next up, the New York Giants versus the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks are at home, -3. Over under is 44.5. Nude, who you like, who you love?
Give me the Giants and the over.
Give you the Giants and the over? Okay. I'm going to go ahead. The Giants have got to be stopped, and who's better to stop them than good old Geno? I'm going ahead and saying Geno at home, -3. Give me the under here. I think it's a little bit of a funky game that gets some desperate touchdowns to get the Seahawks to win. Next up, we are going to have the Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. Texans are plus 2.5 here. Over under is 40.5. And what I am dubbing the likely snooze fest game of the week. Nude, who you like, who you love?
Let's ride with Mills and under.
You see how desperate I was against you last week?
Yeah.
There's no other quarterback option, so I went with my boy Davis last week against Nude.
Let's go, Davis.
Boy, howdy did I regret it.
Let's go, Davis Mills.
Hell yeah, you know what? Just in solidarity with my boy, same picks. Nude and Joe, 4th on the same page of the week. You know what that means. Put it in a parlay. A Nude and the Joe, same page parlay. We'll pay off that mortgage, as we always like to say. Next up is some shitty team with a shitty name versus the Indianapolis Colts. Colts are at home, -3. Over under is 39.5. Nude, who you like, who you love?
Under, give me the shitty team because they're not starting a rookie quarterback.
Although, I wouldn't mind if they did. I wouldn't mind if they didn't. Heineke looked great, but I wouldn't mind if they did. Whoever that team may be, wouldn't mind it at all. Going under. Actually, going over. Because that team that I'm not naming, that I don't know who they are, has been a fuck. Besides last week, has been hitting that over like nobody's business. I believe they are 6-1 on the season in overs. So, next up. 49ers versus the Los Angeles Rams. Rams are going to be plus 1.5 here. Over under is 42.5. in what is always a competitive game, although it seems like Shanahan continually goes ahead and puts McVay in his pocket. Nude, who you like, who you love?
Yeah, I guess 49ers in the over. We're gonna see if he could stop them.
McVay's tired of the bullshit. Another dog for me. Second dog of the week. We're going to go ahead. I fucking hate this so much. I know better than this, but that's why I love it, Nude. We're going to go ahead and go Rams money line, and we're going to go over here. That's such an obvious over, in my opinion. Green Bay Packers versus Buffalo Bills in what would have been a game of the week, but instead, the Bills are favored by double digits. They're favored by 10.5 points at home. Over under is 47.5. Oh, how times have changed. Nude, who you like, who you love?
Yeah, Bills and over. I can't pick against Josh Allen, so.
You're saying Bills minus 10.5.
Mm-hmm.
Bill, sick. This is, it's never good when this happens, but God damn it. 6. That's right. 6. We're approaching our record of 7. 6. Nude and Joe on the same
we're not
page
going to be on the same page for the next game, so.
Yes, we are. We're about to tie our record. Bengals versus Cleveland Browns. Browns are plus 3.5. Over under is 47. Dude, what are we both thinking?
Man, I wish both teams just go away. But if I had to pick, because the fan base is annoying me, I'm going to pick the Bengals because the Browns fan base is annoying as shit and the under. So.
Oh, you know what? No, we're not on the same page. I know I got almost every over in every game this week. Add me another over 47.
And then the Monday night.
Yep, give it to me. Give it to me hard. Give it to me raw. I'm saying both primetime games this week are going over. That's right. Another genius analytic, hot steaming pile of takes from Joe. You're welcome.
Right. Well, guys, thank you for rocking with us and the technical difficulties. We appreciate it. Please download, like, and subscribe to Face of the Franchise, as well as all our podcasts on the Four Corner Radio Network. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, on YouTube, as well as Spotify, iTunes, anywhere you get your podcasts will be on it. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Seductions by Jax. We're going to go with her first. She is getting a new, kind of like a new office space to do her own things. So DM her on her Instagram. We will tag her in our post as well as our Instagram story.
It's blowing up, Nude. She's. I mean, it's insane what she's done. She started doing it when we lived together. I lived with her and Jeff, who sits silent in the corner. She started doing it out of the house, grew it into her own space, then grew it into her own studio. Now she literally has a whole building dedicated to it. Go get it done. It is cuffing season. It's homecoming for some of the chitlins out there. Go get it done. Get yourself right with Seductions by Jax.
Exactly. And Stuck Up Clothing. You are wearing one of the shirts, finest clothing money can buy. Follow them on Instagram for their new line. They have their website up. Very great in terms of delivering orders, everything on time. So you will be right on time, as well as Eyesight Mobile Eyewear Company. The mobile eyewear company that comes to you. Follow them on Instagram as well for their new lines. And we are the Face of the Franchise, boys. Everything is tagged. I am the Pharaoh. That is Little Joe. Stay breezy, stay easy. One love.
Listen, you can play chicken kiss, whether you're heterosexual, whether you're homophobic.